Hello everyone, welcome to another model railroad video. It's been a few months since I did my last model railroad video, and I have a few acquisitions and just some updates to go over, so without further ado, let's get started. So the first order of business is going to be this steam locomotive right in front of me. This is a Mantua 2662 Malay type steam locomotive, Western Maryland 955, and it is equipped with DCC sound. Scott Lister gave this engine to me for free, and I gladly accept it and plan on holding on to it. If you haven't already checked out Scott's Greenville and Northern Model Railroad in S-Scale, I highly recommend it because it is one of the best model railroads I've ever seen. Very well detailed, very accurate to what the Greenville and Northern was, so please check out Scott's Railroad. The next thing to discuss will be this well car set I have right here in the background. This is BN 64058. It is a 5-well car set that is an Athearn Blue Box kit, and I really enjoyed putting this thing together. It was really fun to put together. BN is one of those fallen flags that I'm an absolute sucker for. It is in fact my favorite fallen flag. But while talking about this set of well cars here, I'm going to talk about the containers on them. That is a perfect segue for the ScaleTrains stuff that I got at the open house they had a while back. So the containers I got were all NYK line logistics. And I got a 3-pack of the scheme you see in front of you, and 2 single packs of this scheme. So that is 5 containers in all. And these green evergreen lines that I have back here are from an older flat car that I have. And for that flat car, I plan to do a unique load of sorts, maybe like Caterpillar or John Deere tractors or something like that. But just wanted to talk about this. Going to move on with the ScaleTrains model trains I acquired. The first ExactRail purchase I am going to discuss is Frisco Covered Hopper SLSF 81223. You can see the ExactRail box above it. It did not come with any instructions, but all ExactRail freight cars come with KD couplers and wheels. It's a nice train car. I'm satisfied with it, and Frisco is one of my favorite fallen flags. So it was a no-brainer to pick it up. Instead of unboxing the car on video, I decided to unbox the car off camera and show images of the different orientations. These cars are very well detailed, but are also very delicate, so if you purchase cars from ExactRail, do be careful handling them. I will do this for all of the cars in this video. So the next purchase is a Tropicana reefer refrigerator car, TPIX 2716. And the box labels this as a beer car, but we all know that Tropicana is well known for its orange juice. So I guess that was just a general thing, but I thought it was kind of comical that a car that transports orange juice is labeled as a beer car. But I digress. This was probably my favorite purchase from the open house. This car fits in well with the 90s-ish era that I am going for. In Florida, CSX used to have an entire train of Tropicana juice cars, and I also remember seeing newer variants of Tropicana refrigerator cars on CSX intermodals in southwest Alabama. The last of the ExactRail items I'm going to go over are 2 Norfolk Southern coil steel cover cars. Norfolk Southern 168841 and Norfolk Southern 168849. I see a lot of these trackside, especially when I'm home, because NS 182 and 183 are made up almost entirely of these train cars. So these will definitely be something I use in the future. As soon as I saw these, I knew I had to have at least 1 or 2, so I snagged these 2. Once again, very well detailed cars, but you gotta be careful with them, especially around the grab irons. These cars roll very smooth because they, like all ExactRail cars, have KD couplers and wheels. The cars don't sit well on the side, so I had to hold them up with my hand in these last two images. Now on to the ScaleTrains items. The first one I'm going to discuss is this tank car here. It is a Trinity 31,000 gallon crude oil tank car for Phillips 66, PPRX 664086. I thought this was an interesting acquisition because Phillips 66 kind of, in a way, runs in my family. My grandparents on my mom's side used to own a gas station that serviced Phillips 66 gasoline, and on my dad's side, I have some relatives that still own some gas stations that have Phillips 66 gasoline. So I thought I would make this purchase. So ScaleTrains cars come with their own couplers, and these cars have manuals in the boxes, and this car in particular has blue caps on all the wheels, and they also come with extras in the box. This is a nice train car, but you have to be careful with the grab irons just like the ExactRail cars. One thing I have noticed, and I don't know if this is just a thing where the car needs to be broken in, but the trucks on this tank car tend to squeak, especially in curves. Okay, final ScaleTrains purchase is this Conrail hopper car, CR507656. It is a Bethgon 4100 cubic foot hopper car, and the box says Hollidaysburg on the side of it, in parentheses. I'm not sure what this means, but I imagine this was the facility this car was serviced at. I used to see quite a few of these on Norfolk Southern Train 385 that runs through my area. When I first started out, this train no longer carries these cars, but I figured I would pick one up for memory's sake. This is another good train car from ScaleTrains, and it would look good on a future unit coal train. This will wrap up my purchases, so now I am going to show some pictures and a video I got from the open house at ScaleTrains headquarters. I wish I could have gotten more footage, but I hope you enjoy it nevertheless.
Oh man, strong color.
And this is Paris there. I actually have this T-track model.
Oh, okay.
Model we
Cool.
did a T-track
Yeah.
Project Road, and Cody Griffin gifted all the ones to me.
Cool.
As long as I display them, it shows. Yeah, he does. It's amazing.
Yeah, he does. That is pretty sweet. Look how he does his highways, the roads that he's doing. I like how it kind of, it's like a level over.
Oh yeah. Yep, for sure.
I'm thinking about the same thing on my layout.
So with my ScaleTrains purchases out of the way, I'm going to talk about a few other things in relation to the ScaleTrains open house. I was one of the first 100 guests to register online, so I got a $25 coupon off of a future purchase in the form of an online code. I also got this cool little magnifying glass. The camera's not going to want to focus, but I'm going to show it anyway. It's got this neat little light on here, and it is for viewing their model trains up close. I was also one of 10 people to win a $100 gift certificate for a purchase that is good for 365 days. So I'm not going to show it in the video, but needless to say, there will be more ScaleTrains purchases and content in the future. So moving on, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room, which is my new apartment model railroad. And it is designed to be versatile but functional. I can run freight trains, through trains, and stuff like that on this railroad, and I can also run switching operations as well. I have a 2-track main line set up currently, and I also have a branch line started, and this branch line is meant to loop around the backside of the model railroad and go to a paper mill, which is going to be alongside that back wall there. And right in front of me here is a log pole kind of industry, loading logs that will go to a wood chip industry, and the logs are going to get cut up into wood chips, and the wood chips are going to go to the paper mill to get unloaded. And the box cars that are going to be in the paper mill are going to kind of be over in this corner behind the auto racks, and the box cars are going to go to a distribution facility to get unloaded. And I also have this little yard over here, and a mixed freight is going to be running the inner loop, which is going to be track 1. And every few loops, or whenever I feel like it, I'm going to work the yard every so often. And the outer track, which is going to be track 2, is going to be for through trains, unit trains, stuff like that. But you can see where my NSGP60 is where the branch line is going to be. That's what I've got started already. But I tried my best to describe what I've got in store for the future. When I start work on it, it'll make more sense. But I have currently got my model railroad situated on memory foam. Not all of these tables are very level, so I kind of use memory foam to even things out on the bottom side while maintaining a level surface on the top, or at least attempting to. One thing I didn't account for is that the weight of the cars and the track, while it isn't much, it kind of imprints itself in memory foam. So I'm going to find a workaround for that in the future, but I just wanted to show you guys what I have planned so far. So with all that being said, I'm going to call it a video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned.